Hello guys, how are y'all doing? Welcome to my channel. My name is Hussein and you guys are Dino Sailors. So yes, how are y'all doing and welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be about why KSI versus Jake Paul fight needs to happen right now. Because KSI is 31 years old and Jake Paul is 27. These guys are getting out of their prime. One guy has reached 30, the other guy is going to reach 30 in a few years. So the fight needs to happen, otherwise both would get old and it would be not a good fight. So the fight was supposed to happen back in 2020, uh, but it's still 2024 and the fight still hasn't happened. And that's what I get so angry about boxing in general, and that what frustrates me the most about this sport is like there are so many promotion and there are so many shady people in this sport that don't let the fight actually happen. like like in UFC, I gotta give the credit where it's due. Like the most important fights really happens. Nobody really holds back anybody. The most important fights happens, and it's not a fucking stupidity. Like the KSI versus Jake Paul fights needs to happen. KSI has been saying, "Oh, I'm warming up for Jake, warming up for Jake," and the most funny thing is KSI. If you don't know, you have recently see his post. KSI is literally, I can believe, like he was supposed to fight Slim Al Bahar and Anthony Taylor on August 31st, but for some reason KSI got injured and the fight got cancelled. And the most funny thing is KSI, the fight is not cancelled, but the KSI is now having a concert and performing in that event rather than boxing. It's honestly so embarrassing. Like you are gonna make a boxing a fucking like a fucking circus. It's so embarrassing. Like, what are you talking about? If KSI is trying to do anything else except fight Jake Paul, so the fight is not happening because Jake Paul wants the fight at to be at 200. I believe Jake Paul. So Jake Paul was 200 at July 20th 25 for Mike Perry. So I believe out of his cheat days and the food that he ate after the fight, I believe he's around 210 to 215 now. I would say I would say it's about 212. He's 212 pound right now. I believe out of like from July 20th to now 9th August, I believe he has gained 12 pounds at least out of the cheat meals or fun foods that he ate. So minimum Jake Paul is now 212. So and and I don't know what is KSI's weight right now, but the last time KSI fought Tommy was, I believe KSI fought Tommy at 183. So yeah, I believe KSI fought Tommy at 183. I have no clue what KSI weight is, but KSI wants the fight to be at 185. Jake Paul wants that fight to be at 200. And that's why the fight is not happening. KSI is saying, I'm the A side, I'm not gonna go up. Jake Paul's like, I'm also the A side, I'm not gonna go down. It's crazy. So and I have a conclusion. Same with Wade. I think Wade Constable say that let's make that fight in 195. I think it's the best. Let's don't make the fight at 185. Let's don't make the fight at 200. Let's make the fight at 195. There's not a better way to fight Jake at 195. And Jake's reason for not fighting KSI at 185 is because I think he probably thinks like he's not as strong at 185 and he looks skinny. I would say Jake is naturally, I would say Jake shouldn't go down. Then I think it's a big mistake for Jake if he goes lower than 195. Jake Paul is a big guy, and the fact that he used to fight at 185 from start, it's insane. I don't believe minimum Jake Paul should fight at 190. There's no reason for Jake Paul to go down than 190. Jake Paul's a big guy, and Jake Paul looks so skinny at 185. It's honestly crazy. So yeah, the both people are saying, "Oh, I'm not gonna fight at." KSI is saying I'm not gonna fight at 200. KSI is saying that I'm gonna be fat at 200. Uh, and Jake is saying I'm going to be too skinny at 185. What do you guys think? Who is being a bitch? Who is being a pussy? And who is right in this situation? And what weight do you guys think the fight should happen at? I personally think the fight should happen at 195. I don't currently see a better way to fight at between them, uh, between 180 95. Like, come on, KSI. I just commented on his later side when reacts that KSI, don't be a pussy and just make this fight happen. Fight Jake Paul at 195. That fight needs to happen. The fact this fight didn't even happen and almost we're gonna be here in 2024 5, it still hasn't happened. It's fucking insane and it's embarrassing, honestly. That this the biggest fight this is the biggest fight we can get in the influencer boxing scene, and the fight still hasn't happened. And the good thing about this situation is though that Jake Paul seems more interested about this fight against KSI than he used to be before that. So Jake Paul, if you don't know, recently he went to the Full Send podcast. uh, the fact the fight still hasn't happened is honestly, it's very embarrassing. It honestly pisses me off. Shut the this bike. I want to beat the fuck out of these bikers that make noises. Fucking god. Okay, anyways, um it's sad that the fight haven't happened. It's honestly embarrassing. We were supposed to see this fight in 2020 after Jake destroyed Anderson Gate in first round, but we never really saw the fight happen because of, like, after Jake Paul beated Anderson Gabe, KSI was like, oh, it's COVID, so we can't fight. At 2021, Jake Paul was like, oh, let's fight now. And KSI was like, oh, but I'm doing music. I'm having to go to music tour. I'm releasing an album. At 2022, Jake Paul was like, let's fight. And KSI was like, oh, yes, I'm coming back to fight. I'm coming back to fighting. But you know what? I'm first gonna have some warm up fights. Jake Paul was like, okay, dude. 2023, Jake Paul, KSI, do you want to fight or you're just a bitch? KSI was like, dude, I'm still having my warm up fights. At the end of 2023, Jake Paul, KSI, you're a bitch, let's fight. KSI, uh, let's fight at 200, blah blah blah. 2024, let's fight 200, 201, 203. The fight still didn't happen. It's honestly so stupid. And what do I think? How many rounds the fight should have if the fights ever happen? Um, I think the fight. I think the fight should have. I want to see 10 rounds. I know KSI won't like go 10 rounds, and this dude is a pussy. He would never go 10 rounds. The highest KSI went was 6 rounds, and he was fucking. Okay, the highest KSI went was with Tommy Fury, and he went 6 rounds, and he looked like he went through the trenches after 6 rounds. And Jake Paul went 10 rounds highest with Nate Diaz. So Jake Paul has done 10 rounds fight before. I don't think they can go 12 rounds. So I think a 10 rounds fight should be best. But I know KSI won't fucking agree to 10 rounds. KSI is clearly a bitch. He won't agree to 10 rounds. I think at least the fight should have 8 rounds. I would suggest the fight should have 10 rounds, but at least the fight should have 6 rounds, 8 rounds. If the fight happens and it is 6 rounds, I would be so fucking pissed off. Honestly, I would be fuming. I would be fuming because I don't like this 6 rounds fights. Like 6 rounds is warm up for me. Like I don't know how this fighter fights 6 rounds. 6 rounds shouldn't be 6 rounds shouldn't be legal as a professional bout. Like 6 rounds is just not that much. Well, Jake Paul doesn't even need 6 rounds to end KSI, but the more rounds it is, the more official the fight becomes, and the more respect people puts into their name. And yeah, yesterday I made a video about how like Terence Crawford would absolutely destroy Canelo Alvarez, and people are started hating. People were saying, the Canelo fanboys were saying, "Oh, Canelo Alvarez is some real shit. Terence Crawford wouldn't beat him." Let's be honest. Canelo Alvarez made his record, padded his record fighting nobody. Canelo Alvarez is not on Terence Crawford level. Yes, Canelo Alvarez is a great boxer, but the difference is Canelo Alvarez is a great boxer, but Dimitri Bivol is a fucking sorry, not Dimitri Bivol, but Terence Crawford is a fucking beast. Terence Crawford is, I would say, currently one of the best boxer that we ever seen in the 21st century. Like Terence Crawford is fucking nuts. The recent fight I've seen, it's crazy, and the fight should happen because I know Terence Crawford would make Canelo look like an easy work. You'd beat him so easy. Terence Crawford is a fucking monster. Don't fucking doubt Terence Crawford, because when you keep doubting this guy would fucking annihilate you. Terence Crawford is a fucking animal. He's a beast. So yeah, I mean the fight should happen. And Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson is happening, so yay. Well, that's gonna be great, Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. And we are gonna see the press conference, I think in the 17th August. So today's like 9 August. So after 8 days, we're gonna see the press conference. I'm so down. I'm so fucking excited to see the press conference between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. It would be great. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching this video. Watch my old videos, watch my new videos. I make cool videos like this. And as always, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. Press the bell icon to see more videos like this. And peace.